Okay, everybody, welcome back to Monster Energy Supercross 5. So last time I made a video on this, I was hating on this game. And, well, now I am loving this game. As you can see, I went down right here. Here's my KTM. Anyways, so today, what this video's topic is going to be is we are going to be doing a tutorial for beginners. So, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the main menu. So, for those of you who don't know how to play Monster Energy Supercross, specifically the fifth one, fourth one, it's kind of the same thing, and the first one, it's completely different. So, when you first load into the game, as you can see, I'm level 88. Well, what's gonna do? It's gonna do a tutorial and stuff, and it's gonna run you through, some stuff. But after that, once you are free to do whatever you want in the game, what you're gonna want to do is go to single player. Now, what I usually do here is what I first did is I went to time attack, which is personally my preference. You can either do 450 or 250 west. I'm in a 2-stroke, so it has the same acceleration power as the 4-stroke, 450, so I'm easily able to clear jumps. It's the same thing. So now what you're gonna want to do, so as you can see, here's the leaderboard. So this is the leaderboard of everybody who has played this game. And you can tell there are a lot of people who have, well, done this game. So, as you can see, there are multiple tracks. You can choose from Atlanta 1, 2, or 3. You have Salt Lake City 2, Orlando 2, Daytona Beach. So for this game, we're going to be doing clear on Daytona Beach. So, once you've selected your track, Daytona, which is for these guys, you have to do whatever track you want, and this is just my preference. What you're going to want to do is, if you want, you can pick your rider. I have my preset, number 1, Kawasaki, my KX, and then, yeah, so, now you can do this. You go here, and wait for it to load. Mine's going to load pretty quickly. If you want here, what you can do is you can do your bike setup, and then you can save it. And I just put the first level to put me on. So now I'm going to start, and I'm going to do autopilot for a bit until you eventually get to the, and here we go. And so now what you're going to want to do, starting off with your first, if you've never played these games before, you obviously don't know what, what's happening. If you've never played, if this is like your first motocross game, you're not going to want to know what's happening. So, when you first start off, you're probably going to be going a little bit slower. You're not going to know how to brake as easily. You're going to be going quick, right? Well, the way to clear properly is, if you want to clear a jump all the way, you're going to want to do something that's called preloading. So, here I don't need a preload. I can just use some regular gas. I let go of the gas right there, preferably because I'm right casing the jumps. And in these sand sections, it's going to get quite difficult because it's harder to brake, and you drift a lot easier, and the bike isn't going to pick up as fast. So what you want to do is just gun it through there until you get back to the dirt. So on these jumps right here, as you can see, they get bigger, and then what you're going to want to do is preload. Now preloading is pretty simple. All you have to do is right when you get to this part of the jump, as you can see, right here is when you're going to want to pull back on both of your joysticks. And so then you clear a jump, clear another jump. Well, I wasn't going fast enough. So as you can see, now preloading is helping me. As you can see, preload. That would have been just with regular gas. So this is me just going full speed on gas. Now in corners, it's going to be a little more difficult because a lot of you don't know, especially beginners, don't know how to really rail the inside of a corner. So, I'm going to finish up on preloading and then get in the corners. So, on preloading, what you're going to want to do is you pull back on both of your joysticks, cutting off of the face of a jump. So, right here, if it were a triple or something, you would want to preload. I almost proved that. See, I preloaded right there because I lost a lot of speed. Preloading is good on some jumps, but if you do not have enough speed, it's not going to help you in any way. You're going to case the jump even more than you already would. So, the next thing you're going to do is right here when you come off a jump, instead of going about maybe 30 miles an hour. You're not going to want to preload because that's already pretty fast, especially for a double or a single or even just a tabletop. It's mainly triples that you want to preload unless it's a massive double. So, as you can see right here, I'll do it with preload. There you go, that was preload. And if I don't put any preload on here, I almost won't clear it. So, okay, now moving on to the next subject. We're going to be moving into, I know I'm just too lazy to edit the video. I'm just going to do one long recording. That way you guys know. And then on YouTube, I'll split it into parts if I can figure it out. So in corners, what you're going to want to do, let me pull up that one real quick. So, in corners, what you're going to want to do is you're not going to want to use L2, or for Xbox players, it's LT. In corners, you're going to want to use X or A for Xbox players. So when you come into a corner, X is to stop your back tire. L2 or LT is for front brake. X is for back. So as you can see here, I'll do some brake taps right here. That was X. So in corners, you're mainly going to want to use X or A for railing or drifting. So it's pretty common for people to brake tap as well. And I'll get into that after this. So as you can see right here, once you get to the outside, if you're taking the outside, you're going to want to go X right here, and then boom, take the go back as a bike, and then yeah. So you're just going to want to kind of rail it and then drift. As you can see, that was kind of a bad decision, but yeah. So anyways, moving on to the next subject, whoops. So, I'm not going to get back to another whoop section for a minute. So, I will talk about what you need to do, and I will show you an example. So, in a whoop section, what you're going to want to do is pull back on both of your triggers. Don't pull back too far, because then you'll pop a wheelie, and that'll cause you to lose even more speed than if you would, regularly just not even pressing anything and just sending it. So what you're going to do is like slightly pull back on your triggers, and not too much, not too little, because if you pull little, even just a little bit less, you'll lose a lot of speed through that section, and that's not really good. So you're asking right here, as you can see. As you can see, if I pull back too far, you're going to lose a lot of speed. So, this next whoop section is coming up right here. You'll see. Here's an example. So, pull back slightly. And then you'll gain a lot of speed through that section and be able to beat other people. It's kind of an advantage. But you don't want to pull back too far because then you'll wheelie through it and then eventually loop out. And then you don't want to use it a little too less because then you will lose a lot of speed as well. And then you might, what's it called? Your back end will just start creaking out and then eventually start doing its own type of torque. like, start dropping it, and then you'll die. Or the character you're using will die, and no one wants anybody to die. So anyways. Okay, so now that we have that through, you may be able to try that. I will give you a little bit of time until I get to until I do a lap to practice some of this. So you may go ahead. I will, put some music and remove this audio. Okay, now coming back to the video. So if you were just watching this on your phone for fun and not actually playing the game, I apologize. That's why I put the music there. Also, for the people still practicing, you can just pause the video. I should have said that in the first place. I am terribly sorry. But anyways, moving on to the next subject, brake tapping. So, brake tapping is not a necessity, but some people like to do it just for the style and trying to close some jumps. So some jumps, your back tire, I'm sorry, I sound dyslexic. Your back tire will hit the face of the jump. And some people don't like that. So, today we're going to be teaching you how to do that in these beginner basic tutorials. So, now, what you're going to want to do is when you're in the air, as you can see, the X, and, L2 or LT for Xbox players as well, is what you're going to want to press, and then this will lean your bike forward so you can land more smooth. I just crashed. That did not seem like a good example. So as you can see right here, there you go, my back tire would have hit the face, and I would not feel comfortable in real life. So, that is that, and, that is pretty easy to do. It's just, while you're in the air, hit it for a second, and then your bike will lean forward, as you can see right here. Maybe hold it for 2, 1, depending on how big the jump is. Depending on how big the jump is how long you hold it for. I'd say if it's a massive triple, hold it for like 3 seconds. If it's like maybe a small triple like that one, hold it for maybe 2, 2 or even 1. And then if it's just a single, hit it for 1. Like this. Or just a small double, big double, it doesn't matter. Just hold it for 1 and you'll be fine. So, now for the people who want style, the beginners who want style, but don't know how to get good style. Brake tapping is a good form of style. It kind of looks cool, but it also helps you. So this next form of style you may have seen me do a couple times is whips/scrubs. So whips or scrubs, there's a complete difference between the two. They are basically the same thing, but there is some differences which make them different. So as you can see here, that was a whip because that's just like a whip. So and it puts it up right there. So what we're gonna want to do for that, it's pretty similar to doing a scrub. Um, so in a whip, you're gonna want to put both of your joysticks to one side. To one side, I'll show you in a sec. So what you're gonna want to do is throw them to one side and pull them back just in time before you hit the ground. And then after that, you should be fine. You can do it to either side. It works the same way. I prefer to do it to the left. It looks better to me and it's easier. Um, to the right, it's a little more difficult, especially for me. I'm left-handed, so um, and scrubs, they're basically the same thing. It's just the the sticks, the sticking is different. So if you're gonna want to scrub to the right, that was a slight whip. It didn't work correctly. Um, if you're gonna want to scrub to the right, what you're gonna want to do, and once I get to the section, I will show you. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to pull up, or not pull up. Pull. Depend for a right. You're gonna want to pull. That was a scrub right there, as you can see. What you're gonna want to do is pull your right joystick out and pull your left joystick out. And that's basically how it works. It's nothing too difficult. It's just, you don't want to hold it for too long because then if you do, it's gonna, well, this is gonna happen. That. So, and for a left side scrub, it's just the opposite. I prefer left because they're way easier and it's better to control. So I will show you in the single right here. Moving the silence. Right here, boom. Right before you lose the jump. You don't want to do it in the air either. So, right when you lose the jump, like as soon as you get to the end of the lip, you're gonna just want to slam those joysticks, both of your joysticks outward, or both of your joysticks inward. And this is gonna pop your bike into a scrub. So yeah, that's basically how you do a scrub. You wouldn't want to hold it for too long because then um, it's gonna screw you up and then you're gonna land incorrectly and then you're gonna crash and then you're, especially for the people watching this video, if you're a beginner, um, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of control of that bike and you're not gonna be able to do that. So, anyways, that is it for this video. I think, yeah. So that is it for this video. If um, if you want to learn how to get faster and become more of an intermediate or novice player, watch the second video I'm making about this. And if you want to see my ratings on this game, check out the video before this. You will see me go on a rant about this game and how I hated it the first time I played it. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you want, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me a lot. I'm trying to get in the ad revenues and make some money for my parents. They are going through a rough time because of some stuff I did. So I'm trying to help them out by getting some money for a good profit. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want if you have any recommendations, please drop a comment. And if you want, smash that like button. I would really appreciate it, and it gives me a lot of support. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.